All right, what up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Dame, what's good, brother?
Hey, Paso, what
Man,
up,
we got
though?
a lot to talk about tonight. Hopefully, we can get to um, most of these topics. Got some good ones from the join the conversation group. So hopefully, everybody enjoys it, and we're gonna get right to it. What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show. Dame, you want to say what up?
I did earlier.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's
What
true.
up, though?
I'll give you that, brother. I'll give you that. What up, though, Sonny? All right, Sonny's in the comments. Hopefully, she'll be joining us here shortly. But yeah, we got a great show for you guys tonight lined up. We're gonna talk about a bunch of different topics from the Join the Conversation group, as well as some things that have popped up over the last few days in our own discussions. I know Dame sent us a nice topic from a Instagram post. We got some topics or some questions that uh, came up in some discussions that I've had this week. So I definitely want to talk about those. But in the meantime, make sure you guys get over to Facebook and join us at the Join the Conversation group, facebook.com/group/join the GFT Join the Conversation. We got lots of great folks over there that are posting topics, posting discussions, and having a great time doing it. So make sure you do that. Don't forget, like, follow, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we have these great shows, because we got tons of content, tons of shows, great niche areas as well. But here on the GFT GFT radio show on Mondays at 10, we always have all kinds of different discussions from relationships, parenting, sex, and love, and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna do that tonight while we discuss some things and talk about trending topics. Trending topics in the joint conversation group in particular. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. Where do you want to start, Dame? We got a few of them. Did you want to start with that redemption topic that you brought up?
Actually, yeah, let's start with that. That's the only thing I can think of right now since you just brought it up.
Yeah, yeah. So this one I titled it "Is Redemption Realistic?" And it has to do with the fact that recently the topic came up, or the situation came up, where Chris Brown was supposed to perform at the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. And I believe he was invited. He mentioned he was invited by the NBA. I can't remember how many he's performed in so far. He's played in so far, but he's played in a couple, I know for sure. And they
the
invited
celebrity game.
Say it again.
The Celebrity All-Star game.
Yeah. So he's played in a couple of them so far, and they invited him to come out this year. But then they came back a week or two later and told them that due to some of their sponsors' concerns, they weren't going to be able to have him play in the game. So the question came up. What up, though, Jessica? Appreciate you joining in. And if you want to join the show, let me know. We'll get you the link so you can come in as well. I know some of the one or two of these topics were yours as well from the group. But yeah, so we got to see his comments on it, and he was saying how he was tired of the back and forth. Basically, people love him, people hate him, people are on the fence about him, and the question came up from Tamika Mallory on the Shade Room. They reposted her question about the fact that it's been some years. I can't remember when it was that incident happened between him and Rihanna, but they were saying how it had been some years, and when do we afford that young man some redemption, afford him, what up, Dohype? Afford him some type of grace now that it's been well over 10 years, if not longer, that that incident happened. And she was saying how Rihanna has moved on, how he's an international superstar, so obviously a lot of the public has moved on, but we still have some of these situations where sponsors and companies and some people as well have not forgiven him. And they brought up the question of, is redemption realistic? When do we, how do we tell people to be, apologetic about the things that they do and to serve their time or to pay their fines or to do their thing that they need to do, and then but never forgive them, or never, if not even just forgiveness, but just give them the grace now to say, hey, you've redeemed yourself. Is redemption realistic?
Hell no. The redemption situation is about how much ass are you kissing? How much of my ass are you going to kiss to make me feel better about this? And you can't live your life trying to please nobody else. You was wrong for something, you just admit that you was wrong and you try to, do what you can to move on from it. But any company has the right to say, I don't want to work with whoever for whatever reason. I don't give a fuck what R. Kelly does. The nigga come home, he can't not get a custom hustle sponsorship. I can tell you that. Like, so it's always gonna be like that. It's always gonna be people who you can't satisfy them. So it's no reason for you to jump through hoops, do 10,000 backflips for the person to say, well, you could have did 10,001, you could have did 10,002. It's always gonna be like that. So hell no. Redemption is just all about, it's a case by case, it's an individual by individual. Offended is a choice. When somebody says something, you choose to be offended or you choose not to be offended. When somebody does something, you choose to be offended or not offended by whatever it is they did. And that's going to go company by company, person by person, case by case.
Yeah, yeah. So Jess says redemption is realistic. People redeem themselves all day, every day from a lot of things.
But it's again subjective, because he could have redeemed himself with hers, but then Ruffles is saying you didn't redeem yourself. That's
Mm,
why I said these drinks is gonna go case by case. Coca-Cola says it's cool, Pepsi says it ain't. Like, it's gonna always be a case by case situation, because everything is not in unison. Everything is not like a blanket statement of, yeah, it's cool. Some people say, like, I got married my high school sweetheart, we had 3 kids, and that was the way to live life. And somebody who doesn't believe in marriage is saying that's not the way to live life.
right, right. Dane, what's your
Dang.
thoughts?
I was waiting for this one. Um, Redemption is real. It depends who you're talking to and their perspective. Like Hank, so as we put, so like he has a radio podcast that he has do every week. That's what it sounds like he does. Um,
Every Tuesday,
Depends who your
TNT
sponsor
Radio,
is.
2 o'clock.
But when it comes to money and losing money, those sponsors won't help you out. You're not redeemable in the public eye if you're going to make them lose money or lose them sponsors and customers for future reference. But on a
Mm,
personal human level, depending on what the crime is, you can be redeemed. In a public eye, I think he's been redeemed ever since he did the when he performed at another award show years later, and he danced his butt off. He performed his butt off, and people let him be on stage, and he had so much emotion on that. It's like, yeah, he came full circle. Even Rihanna, Rihanna clapped for him. They moved past it. So how come everybody else can't? It seems
mm,
like the world is more like, who could be more outraged at this point?
Can I say something to that though? How
Yeah.
many times has, if you and your wife had a situation and you forgave her, but your cousin didn't? So now every
mm,
time y'all go to the cookout, it's not a thing for y'all no more, but it's a thing for your cousin every time you see him. Or it's a thing for your cousin every time you see her. So, like, yeah, you could. That's why I said it, you can move on from it. It could not be a big deal for you, but it's still out there for everybody else's, subjective opinions.
Yeah, right. But once again, but you can see the way the world is trending. It's the who can be more outraged than the other person. I can't believe you only get one chance to do this to me. There's no forgiveness in this world. There's no humility, um, human decency has gone out the window altogether. So has Hank. Don't know what happened there. Man, human decency and Hank went out the window. So it's just like who can be more outraged than who? Who can tell? That's why it's like so weird how people try to go be the first one to tell the story.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's a person by person thing. It's a case by case situation, especially because I think the situations are what make some people feel like something could be redeemable or not, right? For me, of course, I was upset that him and Rihanna had that situation come up, and that he took it to that level of and just violated her and disrespected her in that way. But also, like I said, that was 10 years ago. He was a kid, and not to put it on youth, but to put it on just the fact that it was a long time ago. And now I'm a fan of Chris Brown, his music. Mostly, it's not really a personal thing for me. I don't get personally tied into artists or actors and things like that in their personal lives. I more look at what do I enjoy about the work that they've done or that they've put out. So it is one of those things where I feel like that hasn't changed my thought of his music or his performances. But then also I know that in my eyes he's redeemed himself. It's not like he's out here still doing things like this, or that he's out here wilding out and that kind of thing. Now, some people may feel differently. Some people may feel like, oh, it's unforgivable. Some people may feel like, and that's a situation, right? Or that's a particular issue that they may have, where they may feel like, okay, this particular thing that he did, I don't forgive that and I'll never let it go. Where they may say, oh, well, if it's somebody else who maybe they were poor that treated somebody poorly that was wanted an autograph, they may be like, oh, I was mad at them for 5 minutes and I no longer care anymore, versus that situation. So I think it definitely, like Hank was saying, that it's a person by person thing, because some people just don't like Chris Brown because, to Haim's point, Chris Brown is not an ass kisser. He's not out here trying to please everyone. He's not out here trying to play it up for the cameras, for everybody. I think that he does have a good personality in terms of how he approaches things. He's not out here, just treating everybody poorly, but I also can recognize that he's also not trying to people please at the same time. So I think that does, owe a lot of the issues with this. Sonny said that was saying how they stopped him from paying tribute to MJ as well, and she said that we talked about this and
hello.
Hey, how's it going, Jess? And how
it was like going through TSA to get on here.
Oh yeah, we gotta protect the podcast.
Yeah, we won't just let anybody in.
right. But yeah, so it's talking about how people are being emotionally invested in other people's shit, and I think that's the thing too, is that sometimes people do emotionally get tied to these things and don't allow people to be great. It's like, I might have been wrong in this situation, but I'm not out here telling you on a daily basis that to go kick rocks or fuck all y'all or whatever. I just had that one situation where I was wrong. Why are you still mad at me? But some people might be like, oh, well, no, I still don't like you, and so you'll never be shit in my eyes, and that's just not right. That's just not right. Still, they're just.
No, we having some Wi-Fi issues tonight.
I know. TSA kicked her out.
Right. All right, there she is. She's back. So yeah.
Hola.
So,
Wait, Stas.
so
That's
you
as
so
far
you
as I
said
go.
earlier that you feel like it's definitely realistic. People redeem themselves. So what else do you think about this topic in terms of how they're doing Chris in general, or people that may be looking for redemption and aren't getting it?
Well, I mean, here's what I think about stuff like that. Like, I feel like people just don't know how to mind their business. You know what I'm saying? Because we live in a gossip world, you know what I'm saying? Social media and all this other garbage. I feel like if your opinion is not asked for, why do you give it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you form opinions or judgments of people that you don't know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I,
Just based on what you see on TV. Like, these people are entertainers. Like, they're paid to entertain. So what they put on TV or what they do or
Oh,
Damn. They
man.
cut
so
off mid-joint.
I want to piggyback off her real quick while we get her back. She's absolutely right because a lot of people in the world think just because they're performers, athletes, entertainers, and they're in the public eye
Oh, I
that
don't know what
we own
happened. But
them.
anyways, like I was saying, most of the time, that's not really who they are. You know what I'm saying? They're just, they're paid to entertain. So I just feel like if you're not with that person 24/7 or you don't personally know that person, you cannot give your opinion on something that they do or something that they're going through or, you know what I'm saying, whatever, And like, as far as redemption, what I mean by that is like people go through stuff daily, all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And even just because they have a smile in their face or they go out acting like nothing's wrong, that doesn't mean that nothing is wrong. So, I mean, people redeem themselves every day from alcohol, drugs, what I'm saying, trauma, things like that.
Oh, right, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dane.
So, so what Jessica was saying, like I was piggyback on Jessica before you got interrupted by PSA again. Um, like people
Should
put
I
these
Gatorade
celebrities
his
and
ass?
athletes, they they put them on a pedestal to a certain point that just because you pay money to see them and you basically give them, they're invested in you emotionally and they think they have access to you, that they can say and what they can just piggyback off whatever you do in real life. Like that's not how real life works. Like I'm sure a celebrity's not following Willie Styles and like, oh, he didn't pay his taxes in 2011. I'm going to unfollow him. He doesn't deserve redemption. Everybody has the same problems, no matter. It's just different.
Hmm.
There's on a bigger scale because they have more celebrity, but they have the same problems that we do.
See, this is the same type thing.
TSA just kicking everybody
What is
out.
going on tonight?
Yeah, what is
What
a
in the
Sonny?
world?
What a Sonny? Did you not show up for work tonight and then you just go play with the Wi-Fi connection?
I know
You
this is
unplugged
crazy.
it?
This is the same thing I said about the Cat Williams situation. It was like you kind of got to take all of this with a grain of salt because it's all entertainment. At the end of the
Mhm.
day, he's putting on a show. The thing when people personalize those situations is somebody like Chris Brown who came out when he's like 15. So if you were
Mhm.
somebody that was 15 with
Mm-hmm.
Chris Brown, you feel like you grew up with this person. You watched them evolve from the immature teenager to the guy with kids to like you evolve with that artist, or you feel like you do. Like this is like the Kobe situation. I was watching Kobe because he's from here in 1995. So when I'm 8, I'm watching Kobe. I'm in my 30s when Kobe dies. I feel like that was my entire childhood. My adulthood was all wrapped up into watching this dude play basketball. So like, yeah, people will personalize them situations and not be able to compartmentalize depending on how much you like the motherfucker, depending on how they carry themselves. Some people, like she was just saying, redeem themselves from alcohol and drugs. But how many people it was like your uncle was on crack 40, 24 years ago and you never got over it? He might have
Right.
cleaned himself up now and you still looking at him like, yeah, that's crackhead ass uncle such and such. Or like my dad who left me and abandoned me and my brothers and sisters and you never could get over it. That's why I said like them joints be some people can move on and some people can't move on. And we don't have like we can everybody got their own opinion, but I'm never gonna be mad at somebody for saying I don't want to do business with such and such based on whatever that situation might be. Because there's a billion people out there who I can get to come sit courtside and eat my damn chips. Like I
Right.
don't have to have whoever I don't have to have this one individual. Willie ain't got to eat my chips. I can get Dame to eat them. Like, it ain't that deep. We can get somebody else to do it.
Right.
Facts. So I kill some chips.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's the big thing is definitely people like y'all were just saying, you know, not minding their business, but also having their opinion on something that really doesn't directly affect them. But you know, these sponsors, they definitely are looking at bottom lines, right? That's all they really care about. And if they have, you know, they have a viewpoint, or they have a, you know, possibly some kind of polling for their audience that they don't want to see this kind of thing, or they don't want to purchase from them if they associate themselves with a particular person or entity, then they're going to definitely pull back because they don't want to risk their bottom line. You know, you know, we all can't be mad at how somebody spends their money, but you know, as we can see, people still spend their money on Chris Brown's music. That man is a multi-millionaire every year, you know, and he sells out stadiums. So somebody likes him. Somebody's buying his music. Somebody's into his stuff. So it's not, you know, it's not unlikely that he's marketable, you know. So I definitely feel like he should be able to live his life without all this back and forth.
And to speak to Hunt's point about it being entertainment, case in point, last week, Shannon Sharp versus Mike Epps.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Epps actually told him, just go with it, have fun with it. Because he know what was going on. You know, because they was getting a lot of hits and reviews about their situation, their beat.
Right.
Shannon Sharp was really serious about it, but Mike Epps was just, you know, being a comedian himself and going through it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I can still hear me, but it falls in the line of sports. It falls in line of sports too, because take for instance my Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
They refuse to sign people who are troublemakers and people who are vocal.
Right.
Why? Because the Ford family owns the Ford dealership.
Right.
Bad press, like they don't want that anything rubbing off on the bottom line. So that's why we sucked for so many years. Meanwhile, Dallas Cowboys, they sign anybody under the sun, they still suck. So shots fired,
Wow.
sorry.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Fuck those Fords. How about that? Go Subaru.
You drive F-150 though?
Right. All right. So the next topic I want to bring up, this I believe was posted maybe about a week ago, and someone asked a question about I believe this was definitely from the group. Somebody asked a question about how do people react to their family members who are deadbeat dads. They didn't mention moms, but you know, there's deadbeat moms out there too. And they were saying, you know, what do family members and you know do when they know that they have a family member that's a deadbeat mom or deadbeat dad? You know, what's the reaction? What's the you know, what are things that they're saying to them? Have you guys encountered that? Do you guys have any opinion on how that should be handled from a family standpoint?
Well, I mean, there's really not much to say, because I mean, what do you tell a grown person? Like, I mean, they're gonna do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my god,
that was quick, man. That was good.
I'm about to say,
man, she got out just in time.
We got her. Hey, Jess, you on a TikTok type time? Like, you come in, give us 30 seconds, and then you be dipping right back out. This is the situation.
No, she got AOL download. Somebody keep picking up the phone.
Somebody keep calling the house phone.
I don't know what's wrong. Like, I keep dropping off of here. I really don't know what's wrong.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's something going on in y'all area, because I'm having the same issues. So it's crazy.
Oh, Willie, can you send me the link again? Maybe I could log into my other phone. Whatever.
Okay.
But no, what I was saying was, you know, a person can be a deadbeat all they want. You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying, that's what they do. Like, I mean, and you can have an opinion. You could tell them whatever you want to tell them, but I mean, it's up to them to want to do better and change. Like, that's just my perspective on it. But I mean, as far as me, like, the only deadbeat family member that I have is my own father. And I mean, I haven't talked to that man in years. I mean, and I
Do
never
you
heard nobody tell him anything.
got you? Got you. Yeah, I was about to say, do you think anybody's even said anything to him to kind of try to encourage him to be a better father? What were you
I
saying,
think
Hank?
it's one of those. I think it's one of those things where it's kind of like it's already understood. Nobody ever speaks on it. This is why I
Yeah,
always say, like, whenever somebody calls you to talk about whatever the situation is, Willie calls me to talk about his relationship, I will ask him from the beginning, do you want my opinion or do you just want to vent?
yeah,
Because if you're asking my opinion on, yeah, so I ain't even go get my son or my daughter, I ain't seen him in 2 months. If you're asking my opinion, then I'm gonna tell you what I think. But if you just saying I want to vent, then copy. You're not looking for an opinion. You don't want to have a conversation. You just want to talk. You just want to vent. You just want to get it out. And that's cool because we all understand you're either there or you're not. You're either
right,
present or you're not, whether that be the
right.
mom or the dad. Because the reason I jumped in with the mom situation is my cousin, that was my best man. This is more like my brother than my cousin. His mom left and his dad raised 4 kids. Like,
Hmm.
so yeah, this happens on both ends of the spectrum, but it's like, if you want my opinion, then I'll give it to you. But if you just got some shit that you need to get off your chest, it's like, all right, copy. You go ahead and say what you need to say. But
Right,
ultimately, at the end of the day, all I'm gonna tell you is, if you ask me what I think is, what your opinion is, doesn't matter about the child. When you decided to have this child, or y'all had sex and had this child, nothing matters except the child. You ain't got like her, she ain't got like you, but y'all got to both be there for them because they
right.
didn't ask to be here. Y'all did that to make them here, and you can't make that their fault that y'all had a baby.
Yeah, Sonny said, thankfully, the men in my family have been great dads. But I would think that if you have a family being a deadbeat, some usually step up because in the drug era, family took care of the kids to keep them out of the system. Yeah, I mean, I definitely remember that kind of thing happening in the past. I would say in the 80s, the 90s being a big thing of, people stepping up and taking their kids. Does that happen nowadays though? I mean,
This
like I've
goes
seen some situations, but
this
also I've
goes
seen other
exactly
situations where they end up in the system.
this go exactly to what Dame opening statement was. We don't have like the empathy no more. Nobody thinks about the big picture about these is my cousins. I don't want to, and you don't want to end up your little cousin ends up robbing your son or your daughter because they don't even know that that's their son, their cousin.
Yeah.
But you had an extra room and you could have took him in. My cousin, she was like the first one of us that died in our generation. She was probably like 26, 27. She had
Mhm.
3 kids though. She told her kids though before she died, y'all don't ever get separated. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of hard for somebody to take in 3 kids, but somebody got the room to take in these 3 kids. You got this one who ain't got no kids. You got this one who got an empty house because your kids are grown. Like,
Right.
and people, because they don't have that empathy, they don't have that picture think about family because family don't really mean shit these days to
Mm.
people.
Yeah.
And that's when I did that episode before. Like, family don't mean shit to people no more, so they don't even look at it like you need to take them in because you don't want to see your people. These is really your fucking people. Like, you don't want to see them out on the street, but you know, niggas don't look at it like that. That's how you end up getting robbed by your little cousin. Or
Right.
you ain't seen the
Right.
And,
nigga.
and,
You ain't seen the nigga in 4 years. He's 6'8" now with a goatee.
you know, a lot of about that is people aren't, what to say, forgiving. So your family member do something wrong to you in the past. It's no forgiveness for that. No, there's no getting around it, and people just they stuck in their feelings, and they just creating their own family. As in my 20s, I start coming across in like the early 2000s. People are creating their own family that's not blood.
Right.
Like say Willie Styles, you know, he was more of a brother to me than some of my family members. Like he was supposed to, I was like, cool. We fell off for a minute. We didn't have a fallout, but we just stopped drifted apart for a while. Then somehow we came back together. That's my boy. Like nothing happened.
Hmm.
But what was my point?
I- I'm not
I
even
was just
saying
picking
like
back off of what you were saying earlier.
it's not even a bad thing though. Like to have friends that are so close that we're like family. That's a
Hmm.
perfectly good joint, but people don't value their blood anymore. Like people do not flat out don't care. People will instantly just tell you, "Oh, I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with him. I don't fuck with her." Like, what you talking about? You don't fuck with him, her, or whatever, and it mostly be about nothing. The problem is really that it be about nothing, and it'd be like, soon as that person dies, and
Pettiness.
here we go with the bullshit. oh man, you know that was my cousin. I love you. And then when you see these motherfuckers at the funeral, niggas, let's take a picture, cuz we got to get together. I hate all that bullshit. I hate all that. That's just bullshit. It's just words. I hate that shit.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, but I do have a brother. My middle brother is the one where he will speak his mind. Sometimes he's not tactful with it, but he will speak his mind and say, call out your BS. Like, hey man, I don't know what's going on, but yada yada yada. I know this. I'll tell you about my experience. Yada yada yada. And tell you about your BS. Like you need to do this and do that, do better. Basically, he will tell you what you need to do. Maybe not in the most tactful way, but say you need to get better.
Yeah, I mean, and
So
not being tactful might be the most helpful way to do it too, because I think sometimes people beat around the bush on stuff like this.
Copy
They,
that, bro.
oh
you
yeah,
know, they don't be direct. You know, they're like, you know, trying to basically keep the peace. I would say, you know, but
sugarcoat it.
sometimes you just
Yeah,
got to come out and say it, like, look, you're fucking up. You know, your kid needs you, or your absence is directly affecting this kid in such a negative way that, you know, it's either ruining their life or ruining their self-esteem or making them, you know, go through challenges, you know, that you can otherwise prevent.
Yeah, like you can see that the kid is crying for help, and you just won't answer the goddamn phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like we had a family member. He called him out. This guy's daughter was going to her prom. Dad gave relinquished his parental rights because he said it was better for him financially because he got bad advice from somebody saying that if you give up your parental rights, you don't have to pay so much child support or whatever. I'm like, what? These are your kids.
Right.
They need you. I mean, she might be married or she might be doing her own. Your ex-wife might be over there doing her own thing, but these are your kids.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know old ties to her. You owe ties to your kids.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Um,
People will always do that dumb shit like, "Oh, I don't fuck with her, so I ain't going over there." Like, that's she going like
Yeah.
her going to the prom
So,
ain't got shit to do with the mom, or ain't got shit to do with the dad, because you don't fuck with him or her, or he got a girlfriend and I ain't going over there. Like, again, caught
no,
up in
but
bullshit that has nothing to do with the child.
no, but this kid's kids basically when they got of age, they're like, "Don't call me ever again. I won't have nothing to do with you."
Yeah,
wow. Yeah.
Because well, he deserved it. He needs to own up to it. But instead of trying to come up with excuses like, "Well, I had this going on," like, no, these are your kids.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, we can't be the ones making excuses. And actually, you know, this goes to a topic I recently just saw. I think it was on Twitter where they were talking about, you know, whose responsibility is it in a parent-child relationship to reach out or to try to rebuild relationship there. And you know, because there seems to be this movement to where some parents feel like, well, my kid is grown, so you know they you know they should be able to reach out to me, or they should be able to, you know, they, you know, should be able to make that first step and that kind of thing, or they're the ones that are allowing this to continue to fall apart and be estranged. What do you guys think about that? Do you think it's the child's responsibility? Do you think it's the parents to continue? What's your thoughts?
phones work two ways. Uh, my best friend, he passed when we was 32, and me and his dad talk probably like once a month. And Pop always say, the phone work both ways. I ain't call you, but you didn't call me. But the one thing I hate people always say is, I tried to call you. You can't try to call me. You either called or you didn't. And those relationships are only going to work if they go both ways.
That's
Unless
right.
this individual told you, like, I did fuck you, I don't want to hear from you ever again, and you dead to me type joint, even if that's the case, you can still send them messages and shit. So that my sister just dealt with this, like my god sister. Her dad just passed, and she's thinking the whole time my dad didn't really give a fuck about me and my kids and all of that. And then she goes through her phone and finds all these fucking messages from her dad. So she
Oh
spends
wow.
the last couple of years just like butting heads with him about some shit that wasn't even the situation. So phones go both ways. The messages have to go both ways. The relationship has to go both ways. If our relationship is just me always calling Willie and he ain't never hit me the fuck back, like we never gonna cultivate a relationship that way. If
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
that way with Dame, you never cultivate a relationship. Even if we have all types of broken glass that we gotta walk over together, if we not both making them phone calls, if we not both trying to make that shit work, it ain't gonna work. So you can't put all the onus on the parent. You can't put all the onus on the kid,
That
or
is
Mm.
not
true.
even the kid, because like you said, we talking some grown ass people. You 34 and your dad 52. Like, I'm saying,
Yeah.
You know what it is? Some people are just not meant to be parents, so you just gotta take it on the chin, take that L and keep it moving.
you might not meant to be a parent, but once you got kids, nigga, you better figure it out. You don't get a pass and just get to say like, "Oh, all right, I'm cool."
I mean, some people never figure it out, you know what I'm saying? They just have the kids just to have the kids. I mean, we see it all day, every day.
You cannot figure it out, but your ass gotta keep swinging that bat. This
And
nigga ain't might not hit a home run, but you better go 0 for 12 today. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I feel like if you're even saying, "Oh, my kid can reach out and make that phone call," I think you do owe it to the kid to also be open and receptive and take a step as well. I think in a parent-child relationship, regardless if the kid is adult or not, I feel like you're still the parent. You're still
mm,
Hmm.
one. You're still supposed to be the more mature one, but then also your what you're cultivating is not just a relationship that's built on a choice. This is something that you did. You created this person. You made the choice to either raise them, or if you handed them off to somebody else, you made that choice. The thing is that the kid in this situation is still the one that is kind of the one that didn't ask to be here. So
Hmm.
if you are, able to have a relationship with your kid, because the thing is this, your kid can end up with a kid of their own. Now you're risking not having a relationship with your grandchild. You have this person that one you were supposed to be, let's just be honest, you were supposed to be the person that raised them, that taught them or brought them into adulthood as a functioning citizen. So you owe them you owe them some certain things. But I think that some people feel like, oh, I did my, either they feel like they did their part or they feel like it's not their problem once the kid is an adult. And I mean, I don't know.
The
I
reason
don't
why
think
you can't say
I
I
don't
did
think
my
you're
part is because your job
obligated
ain't
to
never
the
done.
point of forcing a person to be in a relationship with you. But I feel like you do owe that kid the opportunity to have that relationship if you guys can work out whatever the issue is.
well,
The
you know
job
what
is
my
never
dad.
done, so you can never just say like I did my part. Like your mom or your dad is still gonna be your mom or your dad, whether they 80, 90, or 100. You going It's gonna always still be that relationship. I'm never gonna be on equal footing with my mom. Like
Right.
I'm never gonna walk in there and use different kind of language. I'm gonna like monitor what I'm saying. I might let one slip, but I'm gonna be mindful that this is her house and this is where I'm at. Like, and we're never gonna be on equal footing. I can be 85. If she's still here, she's still gonna be mom, and it's still going to be a certain level of respect there. Now, that happens when you have cultivated that type of relationship, where
Yeah.
you don't have any like gaps and scars in that situation. But yeah, we both kind of got to work on that. And you also got to understand that, again, regardless of what happened with this situation, they still your parent. There still has to be a level of respect there. You can't
Right.
come in just calling me Hank because I'm not your friend. My friends call me Hank. You're not my friend. That's never what we're going to be.
Right.
Well, you see, my dad, I'm saying, growing up, my dad came to this country in the year 80. I'm saying? My dad is Cuban and my mother was Puerto Rican. My mother's been deceased since 2006. She passed away from AIDS. Um,
Lo
and
siento.
I'm sorry.
Lo siento.
Oh, yeah, I know. I lost my mother when I was 21 years old. At a young age, I had to bury her. But my
Yeah, my
dad,
dad, I was 22.
yeah, but my dad,
Nah,
even though he was there, he was never a father, and he always used to tell me and my sisters, like, oh, well, I told your mom to kill y'all. He always used to tell us that when we were
Oh, damn.
little.
Damn.
Um, and we were like, okay. So it's just, like I said, he was there, but it was like he wasn't there because he never did homework with us. He never took us to the park. He never, hugged on us or told us he loved us or anything like that.
And I mean, do I hate the guy? No. I mean, do I have a relationship with him today? No. Like, you know, when I buried my mom, I buried him too, because it's like, I mean, you was never there when I needed you. So now that I'm an adult, like, I mean, what do I need you now for? So,
Right. Yeah. See now that's a situation
Yeah,
where
that's the
yeah,
that's
you can't
boy,
really
girl.
rebuild anything on top of that. There's nothing really to rebuild, right? So
That's
yeah,
some bullshit right
you don't
there.
owe him anything. He doesn't owe, you know, well, he probably owes you
I
better
don't
than
want to
that.
talk
but no,
about it
he
because
owes
that
me
shit
a
dead.
lot. But
Yeah,
I
he owe you
mean,
an apology if nothing else. But you know,
That's why I
yeah. I
said I
mean,
don't even
you
want to
like,
talk
do you
about
really
it. That
want
shit
that,
dead. I
right?
don't want to talk about that man that way.
Exactly. Ever. I don't even want to talk about it. You know, I mean, my daddy.
but you know
But
that I say all of that to say, like, even though I went through all of that, you know what I'm saying, in my childhood, because I had a really rough childhood. But I mean, I'm not the only one who had a rough childhood. There's a lot of people who did too. I'm still me all day, every day. I still have a smile. I still help people, even if they do me dirty or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I went through didn't change me. You know, like, I could have been an alcoholic, I could have been a drug addict, I could have had a chip on my shoulder, but I didn't let that alter who I became, because, you know, eventually I was gonna have a family, and you know, I do. I have 3 daughters, so I didn't want to have that chip on my shoulder and raise them like that.
Nah, what it did was make you say that shit that they doing is not the shit that I want to do. So it
Oh well, yeah,
completely
of course,
changed. It completely changed you.
yeah,
It don't matter whether they're there or not. Your parents are what's going to shape your view on the world,
right,
whether they're good, bad, or indifferent. So if
right.
they show you some bullshit and you say, "Oh no, this don't look like it," I'm 11 and I think that this ain't it. I'm gonna run far away from this shit. So that's what it made you do is go. I'm gonna love on my kids because this
Right,
nigga told me he didn't want me when I was like I said. That's your dad, so I don't want to talk too crazy
right.
about him.
But you see, that's what I'm saying. Like, growing up, I never heard nobody tell him, like, "Oh, why you telling them that?" Or like, "Be this or be that." I never heard nobody
Yeah, I'd have
tell
beat
him.
my brother the fuck up. He'd have told my niece
Yeah.
that. Like, I ain't gonna hold you.
right. Exactly. Yeah. No,
When
seriously.
people ask me how many kids I got now, I tell them 2 daughters and a niece. And if he'd have said that to my niece, I'd have beat him the fuck up. Like,
Right. Sonny said, I had
I
a
think
conversation with my daughter's dad. She has a right to be angry. You have to fix it. If you cannot handle her feelings, come back when you can. It's not on her to fix it. So,
Mm,
I
yeah.
think it's on a child to reciprocate. If no, it depends on the situation. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody does not going to have Jessica's situation where not going to talk like how I'm not going to say much about that. Um, but the situation with my relative, um, those kids have the right to feel the way they feel.
Mm,
They don't. They don't need to have a relationship with that individual as a father
mhm.
because obviously after all this time he didn't want to have a relationship with them. So screw him. You
yeah.
know, you don't need them you don't need them. You had other male influences in your life that did stuff with them.
Yeah.
it's those
Positive
things that
male
you
role
be,
models.
the things you be
I mean, it's
needing be
on.
like, what's the heart diseases in our family? What happens when you get a certain age? Like all of that type of little shit that you never
Yeah,
know when you have those broken relationships. That be the shit that you need to know. Like I found out
yeah,
that shit that remember that shit I showed y'all was on my leg.
All
My
right.
dad died, that was something related to the shit that my dad died from, which was something related to what his dad died from. But his dad never really wanted him. I never heard a story about my grandfather other than he was in the army or some shit
me.
until my mom told me all this shit. Because he didn't fuck with my dad. He was dead long before I was born, but I never got nothing out of that. But some health shit that I had 60 years later was some shit from him. But
Mm,
you never know that if you don't have those
that
familial
relationship.
ties. Like if yeah, if even
Yeah.
if dad is a piece of shit, it got to be an aunt, a cousin, has to be somebody who can say, oh yeah, well when your dad was 15 and he did this, and like you got to have those relationships because then again, once you start branching out into the world, you might be fucking one of your cousins and one of your brothers and
Oh
sisters and have no
Yeah,
no.
idea on those
seriously. Oh no,
situations.
seriously. Yeah. I mean,
I
I have
I
no
touched on a
relationship with
cousin in
my
high school and
father
didn't know.
or with my biological father or his family, right? And there's not a lot of people because I did the 23andMe thing, the DNA test, and there's not a lot of people in my area, luckily, but there's definitely people in areas that I've either considered living in or and I don't know these people, right? But they're blood relatives and that kind of thing. God forbid my kids decide to leave the state and go move to an area where one of my father's side relatives live in, and they could meet up with one of them. That's a scary thought. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
no.
That's why.
That is
Them niggas
really
living in
scary.
Virginia and you ain't got a clue. Like,
Hey,
Literally.
that's why I stay out of Ohio.
No.
Yeah, seriously.
no Buckeyes for you.
Ohio. What?
My father's side is from Ohio.
Oh, okay.
So the next question, this came actually, I think this one just got dropped today in the group. So make sure y'all get over to the
I'm about
GFT,
to
join
hurt
the
a lot of
conversation.
people's feelings on this topic.
GFT, join the conversation.
No, who posted this BS?
Check these posts out, check these comments out. All right, we're gonna go ahead and let Jessica jump in first on this one. It sounds like she already ready. So she got her script together.
I'm gonna start by saying that join the conversation got a lot of sensitive ass people in that group. I'm sorry. Like, yo, I thought we was grown and we was able to talk about some shit. On there is like you being crucified. Like, I just don't get it. But to me, I flirt, but I do it subconsciously. Like, it's just something natural in me because I'm a friendly person. So like if I had a partner or whatever, and my partner had a problem with that, I mean, you met me like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the problem that I have with people and relationships nowadays is like, okay, when you meet a person, right? You know how you met them. You know if you met them, whether they were flirtatious, whether they were, a player from the Himalayas, whether they were in shit, whatever. You know how you met them. So when you get into a relationship with a person, why you try to change them? So with me,
Because we all think we special.
Right, exactly.
I could
With
change her.
me-
She ain't gonna do that shit with me.
With me, is flirting considered cheating? No, because I mean, listen, if you're doing it in front of my face, and even if you was doing it behind my back, in a relationship, you have to have enough trust for your partner to know that when they're not with you or around you, they're doing what they know they're supposed to do. And if they don't, then eventually that's going to come to the light. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see you're gonna hear, or whatever the situation is. But I feel like people, I just don't know. Like, I want to know where this book is. Like I say it all the time. Where is this book full of all these rules that in a relationship you can't flirt, you can't have male friends, or you can't have female friends, you can't go here, you can't go there. If you want to hang out, you got a curfew to come in through the door. Like, where is this book? Like, I wanna read it. Like, I need to see it.
Hey, we had a meeting, right? And we ratified it. Everybody committed it to memory. We just never wrote it down. Niggas don't know.
No,
Niggas
but
don't-
Nobody took the minutes
I
that day.
just feel like in a relationship, you should still be able to be an individual. I mean, obviously, respectfully. If you are in a relationship, you're not gonna straddle a man in front of your man. You know what I'm saying? Like, common sense, But like, if
Common
you're
sense
doing
is
like,
not whoa. Common
No.
sense is not common.
This is not common.
You cannot use common sense logic with people these days because everybody does not have common sense. If common
right,
What
sense
he
was
said.
common,
saying
it would
is-
just be called sense.
what I'm saying is innocent flirting. If I'm with my man, or my man is with me, whatever, and we're at a restaurant, I don't know, and he's flirting with the waitress or whoever, I'm not gonna be like, oh, why you? I'm gonna be checking her out with him, and I'm gonna be flirting too, like, cause he's there with me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it, but I don't consider it cheating. I don't.
Yeah.
It depends on
Cheating
what it is. If my
Uh-oh.
Both of them. Dang, that's crazy. Oh, go ahead. Oh, I don't know if you're muted.
You muted.
You're muted.
Hold on.
Turn your joint back on. No, you can't.
Maybe refresh it. Oh. Try now. No,
The internet needs some milk.
you either.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe refresh your page. Refresh.
Flirting is definitely not cheating. Like, I mean, we going to the extreme if we talking cheating with some
It-
flirting. Now,
It's
somebody
more of
like
a
me who
respect
wanna
thing.
copy. For me, I'm very like hands-on when I talk. Like, so if I'm talking to somebody and we right here, I'm gonna grab your arm, touch you or whatever, but it ain't on that type time. But now if I know if I can see that okay, she keeps doing this to me, like the way my marriage is set up, we can't have these things. There's no situation where my wife needs to see anything that can be misconstrued because there shouldn't be a situation where I'm seeing anything that can be misconstrued. So it's not even cheating. Like we're going to the extreme if we talk cheating. It's just you know that there's a line and your ass don't cross this line. Like
Like me and my wife, we got friends that we mess with, like we're close friends, and
so like
we'll
your
say some
swing
fucking
or
wrong.
like
No, not
you
like
gonna say we
that.
got friends that we mess with.
Yeah, that. Can we strike that? Can we wind that? Can we edit that out? No, this is live. Oops, sorry, mistakes were made. So, so, so we got friends we hang out with on a socially, and we say, hey, this is my ex, this is my second wife, or this is my third wife, and this is our boo. You know, I say certain things in front of my wife with that individual. Now I don't have those type of conversations all when it's just us two, like if we're conversing with each other, then just a little bit, just showing my respect to my wife and to the person that I'm hanging out with. Like I ain't trying to throw off any signals and give people like, wonder what they doing. No, I don't need no prying eyes.
Right. So yeah, the I definitely feel like, well, I mean, I don't know about outwardly flirting with anybody being okay. I definitely can understand the subconscious thing. I was trying to find this meme that I saw recently where it said um I, how did it put it? It was basically said that that I'm not or no, I'm not flirting, I'm just nice and people like it. So, I think that that's something that, people can
That's
definitely,
a nice one.
right,
That's a
right.
nice one. It
That
is.
sound that
I
sound like some shit
definitely
I
feel
would have
like that.
said.
Yeah, I definitely feel that some people have a subconscious, or just like they get that reaction from people that people feel like they're flirting. So I get that, so I definitely don't think that that's cheating. Now, if you're outwardly, in my mind, if you're outwardly cheating, outwardly flirting with somebody, you could be sitting next to me, you could be 10 miles away from me, whatever it is, that's cheating. If you're flirting with somebody directly and trying to be cute and all that extra stuff, yeah, no, cut that out. That's it's
Pet
a wrap, because
names and
that's not
shit.
respectful. Because that's my thing is that not that's my thing is that if you're in a relationship, now if you are in a relationship where that's your thing, and I know there's some people like that. I got a friend that has, a relationship where his girl likes to flirt, he likes to flirt, and they be trying to get people together. But that's something that they either have discussed or have come to a conclusion on, that's okay in their relationship. But my thing is that, in a situation where that you have a relationship, and I get the trust thing. I do agree with Jessica's thing about the trust thing, because I'm going to trust my partner to do what's right, or to do what's right by our relationship until I see otherwise.
Right.
But my thing is that if my girl is up in some nigga face, and you don't have to sit on his lap, you could just be all up in his face, and he smiling a little too, too crazy and too reckless. That's
Wait. Hold up. You said sit on somebody's lap?
yeah, that's too much. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean,
But
she's for the community. You gotta let her go back to the streets.
But
Yeah,
even if it don't go that far, but the thing is, if you just like, oh yeah, like halfway hollering at a nigga, that's too much. That's too much.
Yeah.
Does it have to be, super strict? I don't think so. To a point, especially like you said, when it comes to the, I don't know, just opening cans or something. But what is that?
What if
Oh, Sounds like something. I don't know if it's something rubbing against your phone, Jessica. But yeah, I don't know what it is that some people have that they just are able to like basically, just be so nice that other people think they're flirty. I think that's definitely a thing. I think, and like I said, I wouldn't be strict on that. I wouldn't be like tripping because you usually know a person. Jessica, I don't know what's going on with the phone. It's something like making a weird noise in your mic. It's like on your mic or something. But yeah, I think that's and I think Jessica made that point earlier, is that sometimes people meet a person and recognize that, and you do kind of have to live with that, so I definitely wouldn't be mad at that. But it's just, I've definitely seen situations where people have been very disrespectful in their relationship. Tam was mentioning, she said, that's woo, my man better not say my other wife. Exactly. Like stuff like that, the work wife, the work husband stuff. Some people, they go a little too far with that kind of stuff, and that stuff is just not right. It's not respectful to your relationship.
I just feel like people just don't know how to have fun anymore, man. Like things is just be too serious in a relationship. Like it's almost like mama and daddy status. Like, oh, I'm your daddy and I'm your mama. Like you're gonna do this and you're gonna do
That's
that,
because
and
that's
you
what
better
it
not
is
look
when
over
your
there.
ass is in a relationship.
Right.
No,
It
but
is mama and daddy status
it
when that's what
shouldn't
you
be
is.
like that though. It shouldn't be like that. Why? Like why you can't be you? Oh, cause you're in a relationship now. Like
It's not that you can't be you. When you get in a relationship with somebody, then y'all found a person that makes you want to be something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can't still be the same individual that you walked in a relationship, because that's not y'all growing together. That's you growing yourself.
Right.
That's
but
That
not
no,
how
you
relationships
can,
work.
but you can listen. You know how many relationships I see? Like they're literally best friends. Like they have fun together. They talk shit. They kick it. They do this. They do that. Like some relationships just be too serious. Like
Well, I do that with my girl. We
Sometimes
have fun all the time. We have a great time, but I don't be in some chick face going, what up, baby, blah 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 blah.
well,
My
no,
girl will be
not
I
like,
well,
mean
no,
"Come on
not
in
that's
now."
just
that.
about
I'm not
that's
I'm not about to play them games.
Well, no,
And
not that. I'm not
yeah,
saying that because that's a little extreme. But I'm saying like certain girls, right? Like let's say you with your man, and your man, I don't know, a girl with a fat ass happens to walk by. If the guy just glances over there, it's over. Like, you know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't never
She
no,
has
seen
an
I ain't seen a
attitude,
fat
she's
ass in 2 years, so I
arguing.
don't know what you're talking about.
man.
What
I
I'm
like to
saying
keep
is
my eyes on the prize, okay?
why can't he look at her ass? Like, what's the problem? We both
Yeah,
finna look.
no, I ain't trying to be blind the rest of my life. I ain't trying to get my eyes gouged out. I'm trying not to. Yeah.
See,
And that's my
them
thing too, is that
situations are it's a
like
respect level with them
I don't have a
situations.
problem. Oh, I'm sorry. What you saying?
It's a respect level with them situations. You can't be going, man, you see, like you can't be doing that unless that's the type of
you better
relationship y'all
sleep.
got. Everybody relationships is different. If my
Right.
wife sees a nigga in some gray sweats, she can't be going, like that's not how this is
Yeah,
Right.
working. So
Yeah.
when I see something that I like, you keep it to yourself. If I like 5 of your pictures, you guess what? I'm not liking 5 of your pictures.
Right.
Like I
Right.
like
stated
like my
earlier,
wife will
you
point out.
can't
Sorry,
go ahead.
no, no. I was gonna say my wife. She point out like that person got a big butt or something. Like she like that person's really
Does
shapely.
she?
And man, at first that when we first got together, I thought it was a trap.
Right.
I'm like, all right. So early in the relationship, I'm like, all right, I'll fall for it. I understand. But
Right. Exactly.
so, and other times I'm like, all right, we try this again, see if it's just not a fluke. I will point it out before she do. Like, yeah, she is kind of shapely. What the? And
Yeah.
she
No.
looks.
No, I definitely wait for my girl to point it out first. I'm not about to play that
Now,
game.
now,
I'm
I
not
don't do this all the. Now, now, I don't do this all the time, but we did have a discussion. Like, listen, I understand that. Like, you're gonna look. I'm not jealous like that. I don't. No, she doesn't roll like that. But she does notice it. Like, as long as I ain't going out there trying to pursue it and be disrespectful in front of her, like. Let her notice it first.
Definitely let her notice it first. Yeah. I'm not noticing nothing. I ain't seen the thing. I'm blind in these streets. I'm sorry, I'm blind in these streets.
Hey,
I just be driving around like this. Like,
hey Willie, you be like, what? Stacy, your girlfriend? She's thick? That's crazy. Like,
that's crazy. Never.
Ironic. The irony of that.
Hey, well, that's crazy. I never think the whole time you been texting your cousin on the side, yo, you gotta get this bitch, cuz I'm telling you, she over here again.
Right.
Please come get her.
But that's the thing too. But then there's sometimes double standards too, right? Because I think sometimes we also think about, we might think about certain things that we would not want our partner to do, that we think we can do, or vice versa. Like, I don't think I would ever be mad if my girl noticed some dude and was like, oh, he's a nice looking guy. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, he is? What you looking at him for? I wouldn't be mad, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just the kind of person I am. I'm not about to be tripping on that, because I know I probably look better than him. But but that's the thing is that I also know that I wouldn't be pointing that out to her, you know what I'm saying? But that's just in my mind, that's the double standard I live with, where I feel like I'm not about to do that. If she does it, I'm fine with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to be tripping. So I just think that sometimes there's also that. But then there's, again, like I said, there could be the flip where somebody might feel like I can do this one thing and you better not. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it just definitely depends on like I said, I think it depends on the couple too, because the couple, like I said, they can have something established. The man could be like, well, I know my girl is a flirty type of person, or she's very friendly, or whatever it is, so I don't trip. But she could be like, yeah, that nigga flirt with somebody, I'm knocking his head off. You know what I'm saying? So I think
that's whack. That's whack. Like,
let you say you like one hairstyles, you'll never see that bitch again.
No, exactly. No, real talk. Real talk.
You see, and I feel like that's whack though. I feel like that's so whack, because it's a double standard. Like, females, you know what I'm saying, get away with so much, but as soon as the dude do it, it's like throw him on the cross.
Life is a double standard. I mean, fair is a place where they judge pigs. Life has a double standard.
You see, me, I don't sweat the small stuff. You know what I'm saying? To me, I feel like that's stupid. Like, if I'm out with my man and my man happens to look at a girl and I catch him looking, we both gonna look. I'm not gonna be like, oh, why the fuck you looking at me? Like, that's corny. Like, I feel like people that do that are like insecure people. Like, why are you worrying about her when he's standing next to you? Because he was looking at her?
Because how many times has somebody been standing next to somebody, but they fucking the person that just walked past? I mean, just because we standing here don't mean shit. We just standing here.
I mean,
yeah, that's true. That happens. Yeah, Sonny says, yeah, my man friend said, stop flirting and coming on. He offering you pain and you smiling. So
I can't. I don't know. I just feel such as life. I just feel like people should still be able to be them, whether they're in a relationship, married, engaged, whatever. Like, if you want to go out with your boys, you don't need to ask permission, because your significant other is not your mama. Like, you don't need to announce everywhere you're going. You don't need to ask for permission. You don't need to do none of that, because you wasn't doing that when you were single. So why you need to do it now?
I'm currently on my podcast. I'm just letting you know.
You ain't got to be on your, like, you ain't on no asking for permission type time. But again, if you're in a relationship.
Oh, no, there's a lot of girls out there that be like, well, why you ain't ask me? You didn't tell me.
I mean, again, we can't broad strokes all of these situations, because everybody's situations is different. Everybody's saw relationships different. No two relationships are the same.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
My aunt and my uncle have been together since they were 12. They are in their 70s. I have no idea what it has taken them to get 60 years of a relationship, but I know, like, that shit has to be hard. I don't know what he did. I don't know what she did, but
they from the South.
It happens. What you say? No,
they from the South.
The South of Philly.
Do you see look? Do you see what this person put? He calls me mama at night.
I mean, when the mood is right.
When the mood is right. Hey,
Yeah,
But no,
can't.
gotta
like
do what you gotta do.
I mean, the situation ain't the same as when you were single. Cause like when you single, nigga, you might be out 6 nights a week. When you in a relationship, how you out 6 nights a week? Like,
But why you can't do that? Tell me why. When you're in a relationship, why can't you go out 6 nights a week? Why?
cause when are y'all ever spending time together? If you out 6 nights
Right.
a week,
Yeah.
when are y'all
Real
building
talk.
that bond? When are y'all cultivating that relationship? When are y'all spending that quality time together? I'm assuming y'all work in the daytime, or y'all got kids, you got homework and soccer practice or basketball, you got shit to get to. And if your ass is out at wing Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, when the fuck are you ever going out with her? Or when the fuck are
Right.
you ever going out with him? If you're always out with your man and
Yeah, like Tan said, stay single if you want to go out 6 nights. a
copy.
week. Like that's
You know.
crazy. That's nasty work.
But
'cause,
you see, that's
ain't
why.
no
But
way.
that's why so many people cheat, because as soon as they get into that relationship, here comes the dog collar on their neck, choking them with all
People,
these rules, all these stipulations, all
That's
this
not
this,
that's
all this that.
no, see,
that's
hold
not
up.
That's the
necessarily
thing.
true.
If you're gonna be in a relationship, that's it takes being in a relationship. In the
Yeah,
relationship. Like
copy.
if you don't want to be in a relationship, don't.
Then don't
Like
get in a
stop. I
relationship. Yeah.
understand.
Right,
No,
but a
Hopefully you
relationship
understand
shouldn't
people
feel like a
feel like
prison sentence.
well, that's what I'm about to say. I don't see how people
But
feel like they're in a prison sentence if they want to be in a relationship. And then don't want to do the
copy.
work and don't want to do the work, don't want to be respectful, don't want to consider the other person. My thing is if that's the lifestyle that y'all lead, then y'all can do that. Again, all relationships aren't the same. There's some people I once again I know somebody who, you know, he's not out 6 days a week, but he's a party
Wow.
promoter, he's a host. He does tours, so he's gone a significant amount of time from home. But the thing
he's
is,
working.
they have that understanding, in their relationship. Him and his girl have that understanding in the relationship that he's going to be doing those things. But if you're in a standard relationship and you can't seem to like want to spend time with the person you're supposed to be spending time with, at least a majority of the time, that's weird. That's just weird. Like, don't do it if you don't want that. Tan
When
said
you
that's like
decide,
getting a job and then not reporting to the shift. Exactly. You can take vacations from work, right? We can take vacations. We can take extra days off. You might have somebody might be sick. Somebody might whatever. You can go do those things. Your relationship shouldn't be a prison sentence. Now, if the person is like cutting you off from the world, that's bad. If they're saying, "Oh yeah, you can't have
There's
friends,
a lot of
you
females
can't
that
go
do
out."
that. As soon as they get into a relationship
No,
with
there's
a
a lot of
man,
males that do
you
that
can't hang
too.
out with him. You can't do this. You can't go here. There's a lot of
see,
women
this
that
is
do that.
Right.
the
So
thing
like
I
they
never
said, just be
understand.
friends with benefits if that's all you really want.
Copy. This is the thing I never understand that people do. You get in a relationship and y'all didn't have none of the conversations about being in a relationship together to find out if y'all are on the equal playing field. If you want to go out every fucking night, if she wants to stay in every night, y'all need to have talked about all of that shit before y'all just start fucking each other and giving each other titles that don't mean shit. But
Exactly.
people don't do that, which is why peaceful relationships be on some dumb shit. That's why
No,
people be having two different
no, you know what
relationships.
it is?
You in the
People
club
do
looking
do
for a
that,
church
but
girl.
people come with representatives though. People do
Oh
do that.
yeah,
People have those
that's true.
conversations.
That's true.
But you're not having that real conversation if we still doing it with your representative. We can't have that conversation in 2 months. I don't know this girl in 2 months. Us having that conversation has to come like down the line. We have to like build a rapport. We had to go through some shit. Something had to happen. Like we had to have had some scars. Like the person that you call like your bro, y'all have a real relationship where things happen. It's a girl that you call your sister, y'all have a real relationship where things have happened. Where y'all have cultivated that. The nigga you just met 2 months ago was not on the same field as the nigga that you knew for 25 years. Like
Mhm.
there has to be a rapport. There has to be time built up in there. You can't rush through the steps. People always try to rush through the steps these days. And
Exactly.
I just love you so much, and I feel like we have such a great connection. Yeah, because we're both lying right now. We'll see
Because
what
they just
happens when
want to
shit
bust a
gets
nut.
real.
That's all it is.
Copy. And
Listen, you don't need to be in a
that's why I
relationship
was
to
never
bust
in
a
a
nut.
relationship until I got married because I was just looking to get those off, and it's just what it was. I didn't want to tell you that you was my one and only if that wasn't the situation. 'Cause that's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from experience. I had all of these type of conversations and shit with my wife way before she became my wife. Like, so that once we did get into mommy and daddy status, it wasn't like, well, what you want to do? What you want to do? We already know what the fuck we want to do.
Oh wait,
That's
so
called
all
communication.
of y'all married?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
Just them
just
two.
Dame and Hype. Okay,
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
cool.
I'm in a
8
relationship, but
years,
I'm not married.
8 years in July.
Oh, okay, nice.
11th of July.
But you
Oh,
see, here's the
you-
thing though, relationships now is not what it used to be then. So that's
I
why
got out the
nobody's
game.
having
Yeah.
that conversation now, because everybody just wants to fuck.
That's why I got out the game.
But you know what? But you have to make your relationship your relationship. You
Copy.
two have to make it your, make it your own. You have to make it where it's comfortable for both of you to be comfortable with each other on how y'all react to each other. Don't let somebody outside influences and these rules that
Y'all get some
and
shit,
these
bro.
and these rules that you keep coming across that nobody told you about. Don't let these people ruin your relationship that you have with your significant other.
Following that rule book that don't exist is gonna fuck your shit up. Yeah, me and my
Right.
wife
Yeah.
grew up.
That's
Well,
true.
I
Me and my
mean,
wife
It
grew
I
up around
I
the.
don't follow no rule books. Like
Me
I'm
and my
Jessica
wife grew up
Rivera. It's
around
either
the
you're
corner
gonna
from
get
each
with it
other.
or you're gonna get left behind. Period.
We
Like
grew up around the corner from each other. So like the whole hood knows like damn they've been talking for however many years and people say all the time like damn I want what y'all got and it's like you don't want what we got because you don't know what it took for us to have what we had.
Yeah.
true.
Exactly.
You don't know what she had to put up with or what I had to put up with. You don't know what this is. So don't
Mhm.
wish for some shit and you don't understand it.
Talking about
We
relationship goals, and you don't even know how to
Hey,
do the work to get
you don't
there.
even know
hey,
what these
the,
goals, you don't even know what you don't know the tent poles we hitting on this relationship.
Right.
you
Or
know the
my thing
problems that
too,
people go through.
or people on the outside looking in and making assumptions about that relationship, making assumptions about what you got. Because I mean, let's face it. Sometimes people who even think they know you, they may think like, oh well, he used to be out at the club, he used to do this, he used to be banging on these hoes,
He
and then
used to be
now he
out
in a
6
relationship.
nights
Now
a
she got
week.
him on lockdown. But the thing is, I might have, like Haim said, I might have just decided I don't want to be in the game no more. I don't want to be dealing with all that no more. I'm tired of being in the club. I'm tired of
Hey,
dealing with chicken
but
heads and
Bro,
crazy people
I
and
started going to the
all
club when
the
I was
drama that
16.
all
Like
this brings.
yeah,
I started going to
but
the club when I
also
was
you
16. Club
used to
got packed
wear
out.
you used to wear Jordans, you used to wear diapers and color outside the lines. But that's what I used to do. What I do now is totally different.
Wait,
Exactly.
Nigga.
diapers.
Dame, I'm still in that Dame. Oh my god, I'm still in that Dame.
Right.
God, I'm still in
Exactly.
that Dame.
Exactly. That's a good
Hey
one. That's
Dame, when I plagiarize, I will definitely give you credit. But
Oh,
goddamn,
but thank you. Man, you can steal all you want. Just give me some credit. That's all I want.
My whole thing is just let people be who they are. That controlling shit, that shit is for the birds. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah, I
not
mean, I'm
tapping
all
into
for
yeah, I'm
being
all
who
for
you are,
yeah.
but also be conscious of where you at and what you're doing. And that things do change, things do adjust. You do have to get more mature. You do have to be more conscious of other people. Like I got kids, right? And I'm not about to sit here and be the man I was at 18 right now at 45, nor 47, knowing that I got teenagers and young adults that
carry
I
the
need
one.
to impress it, or not impress, but to impress upon how to be adults. I'm definitely not going to show them how to be wild and reckless out here when I want them to be good upstanding citizens. Or I'm not going to be I don't know, just doing shit that don't line up with my lifestyle, or that don't line up with what I need somebody to do for me. If I got a job that says, don't be out here punching old ladies in the face because we'll fire you, then if I want that job, I'm not gonna be punching old ladies. That's just, it's like I don't care what the situation is. If what you want to do don't line up, or if who you are don't line up with what you want to do, then you need to either adjust or walk away from what that situation is.
That's why the first thing I said though was once you get with the person that makes you want to change, you get with somebody who makes you want to change, and then it's not like I don't want to go out every night because I want to be here with you. I don't want to like it. It makes you look at things differently when you have the right person.
Right. Oh, your Sonny said, yeah, I changed a little for my relationship because talking on the phone was not my wave, but I will call more now versus sending the text. I said that to say sometimes it's small changes. Exactly, Sonny. The same thing happened for me. Sometimes we are, even like you say, even our communication styles might change a bit. And that was one of the things I was thinking about, like, or I was talking to my girl about, was like, I used to do certain things alone. I would go I might go to the movies alone, or I might go to a concert alone, or I might do certain other things alone. But that was when I was in a relationship. Now that I'm with a person that I want to be with, I'll be like, no, I would rather take you to do this. I would rather be with you to do this. Or if I'm gonna go out, I'd rather be with her versus doing this by myself, or doing this with one of my homies. Like, yeah, no, I'd rather do this with you. So it's certain things that you might even have preferred to do or how to act. But now that you're in a relationship, that relationship, like you said, Haim, it may change the way you think or the way you act because you're like, hey, I'd rather do it this way because it's better for not even just better for a relationship. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel better.
You go come in the house and tell her, hey, man, I'm going to the Cat Williams show. I bought 1 ticket. See you in 3 hours.
Exactly. Right. Just wow.
And the whole checking in thing, I think I'm going to get back on that one with her. It's not more of telling, like, putting an electronic leash on you. Right now, people are crazy out here. You need to know where your mate's going to be at for safety.
It's a security situation. Yes.
Yeah, it is not.
Why not?
It is not for a control issue for some of these people. For a healthy relationship. For some people, they might just need that control. I didn't know where you at all times.
Jessica said, why not? I mean, if my girl like Cat Williams and I go buy a ticket without her, she's probably gonna have a little problem with that. But also, I know I want to see it with her. I know she's going to enjoy it. I want to see that smile on her face. I want to see her laughing. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop for that second ticket. I'm probably have to check with her first to make sure she can go. But outside of that, I'm not about to just up and just do something like that by myself because I know that she might enjoy it. Whatever the case may be.
These are PTO days, dude.
And it's not because she's controlling me to do it or telling me I gotta do that. She might just be like, hey, you know what? I would enjoy it too, So I'm going to take that extra step, be thoughtful and mindful. And that's the thing too. Sometimes it's about being mindful and thoughtful about the other person.
Being mindful of the other person because you're not an individual anymore. You are now
exactly.
Just like Dan is saying, we hit damn near 500 bodies the last couple years in Philly. If my wife is going out somewhere, you goddamn right. Where are you going? Just so you hear, oh yeah, there was a shooting at this part of town and that part of town. When Willie came here and he said, oh yeah, I'm about to go to this breakfast spot, I told him, you go in, get your shit, and get the fuck out of there. That's not the type of part of town that you just want to be hanging around in.
Right.
Hey,
exactly. Like Sunny said, she said, yes, we tell each other where we are going. He probably picking me up and dropping me off. And sometimes that's the thing too. It's the being mindful part too of that person, like you said, Hank, it could be a safety thing. That person knowing where you are, understanding, what your situation, your schedule, or whatever it is, because they just may need you for something, or they may want to just check, make sure you're good, if nothing else, just to make sure you're safe. I think also, sometimes people are thinking about you as well. They may be considering you and be like, oh, well, I was making you dinner, and you decided to go out and eat and didn't tell anybody, and now that was for nothing. Whatever the case may be, I think that's the thing a lot of people miss in relationships. And I don't know if that's a today thing or it happened in the past. I know it happened in the past, but you know what I mean? I don't know if that's more prevalent today or not, because a lot of people are more selfish nowadays. We definitely hear that more often than not. But I definitely think that, we're not considering our partners, or we're not considering that person that is in that relationship with us, and that's the thing, and I definitely feel like we have to be more considerate of that in that relationship with us.
Feedback.
Like we have to be more considerate. I don't know if you got another.
Man, Willie, it was so great. You remixed it and said it twice, huh?
No, right.
I mean, when I'm in a relationship, I don't need my man to tell me where he's going. He walk out the house, he walk out the house. If I walk out the house, I walk out the house. He don't need to call me and be like, oh, I'm at the bar with the guys, or I don't need to call him and be like, oh yeah, I'm over here with my homegirls. For what? Like, what do I need to call you for?
Yeah. Sonny said, yes, I'm big on making sure you get to point A to point B safely. Tan said, exactly. We were out of town. I was going to Starbucks while he was sleeping. I was like, nah, he's going to have a problem with me going out alone at 7 a.m. Not control, consideration. Exactly. It's consideration. And especially in situations where you definitely want to know where each other is. You know what I'm saying? Or, and it's not, again, not control. It's just consideration that, we in this together. You know, we're not doing life alone anymore. We're doing life with a partner. We're doing life with a person that we're
you're not
supposed
an
to be.
individual anymore.
You're
You're a
not an
team.
individual. Yeah, exactly.
You're forming a new identity at this point
Right.
with this
Absolutely.
person. You know, even though you're two people, you two are going to be start forming each other's identity with each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
Because
you're going to take on some characteristics from her and vice versa.
it's like it said, you pour so much energy and time into your friends in your 20s that once you got into that relationship, the same way y'all cultivated those relationships, that you have to cultivate the relationship with your partner. Like y'all
Mhm.
got to be so tight because y'all spent so much time together. How the fuck are we gonna get tight if we ain't spending no time together?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this show up. I had another topic, but I think that's gonna really take us off the rails and have us up all night. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. And thanks again, Jessica, for joining us. And thanks for everybody in the comments. Appreciate you all for commenting and keeping engaged with us. Don't forget, hit the like button, follow, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we're back on here doing our thing. You know, you can always catch us throughout the week. All of our shows are live, and or even our live shows rather are free on demand. You can catch all the replays, but we are here live. GFT Radio Show every Monday at 10 p.m. The How to Hustle podcast with Hype is available. Actually, it's available every Monday at 2 a.m. On your audio podcast, and then you can check out the replays on YouTube as well. Get with Styles and Chevy recap. We're going to try to bring this back soon. We're trying to get our schedules together and everything, and bring that back. I don't know if you heard me, Jessica. I was saying thank you again for joining us. Appreciate you coming in and dropping your opinions and your knowledge on us.
Gracias.
Yeah.
De nada.
Make sure you guys check out the Sex with Sunny show live two Fridays out the month. And make sure you check out our new show, Unreservedly Us. Catch the ladies at GFT chopping up on topics, and every Thursday at 10 p.m. I think they'll be back this week, but definitely check out the replays. They got tons of great shows that they've already recorded and dropped on us, so make sure you guys check that out. And thanks, Sonny. Appreciate you. Thank you, Tan. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie was in there. I saw you earlier. And yep, Sonny said, yep, this Thursday, the ladies will be on for Unreservedly Us. In the meantime, let's let the folks know where to find you. Did you want to drop any information on the folks, Jessica, where they can follow you or find you?
Oh, of course.
You find her in the club.
Everybody. My name is Jessica, aka Jess the Best. You can find me on my YouTube channel. It's called You Can't Handle the Truth, because a lot of people can't. And you can catch me on here from time to time too, talking crazy.
Appreciate you. Hank?
My bad, y'all. I was trying to get something together over here. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Episode 133 is available right now on all streaming platforms, debuting tomorrow on the GFT Radio Network at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also at Custom Hustle World for your custom jerseys, jackets, sneakers, collared shirts, cargo pants, flip-flops, barber capes, however you need them. We got it all over there. And at H2H Cleaning, all your cleaning, cleanup, cleanouts, roofing, plumbing, flooring, HVAC needs. You make it worth my while. We will slide.
All right, for sure. Dane?
¿Qué pasó? Mi nombre es Demo. You can find me at Another Level Up on Instagram.
SAP button.
You're right.
Shimo 21 on Xbox and Twitch. And Drake Me 21 on TikTok.
Your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG, Twitter, and Threads. You can catch me over at Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Visit me at stylesradio.com for all the hot tracks that I'm listening to. Listening to a lot of that new Usher, some new Sauce Walker, some other stuff that I've been listening to. Money Long. Make sure you check that out. So yeah, you can catch that over at stylesradio.com and hit me up at williestyles.info for all my links. Again, appreciate you all.
Gunman.
Make sure you get at us over at gftradioshow.com for all of our socials, our links, our replays. Listen free on demand 24/7 on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Google Play Music, Apple Podcasts, or the replays over at Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And get at us on gftradio.creator-spring.com for all of our merchandise over here at GFT. We got sweatshirts, t-shirts, cups, mugs, and more. So make sure you do that. But until next time, again, make sure. Did Sonny finally decide to join us? He's going to decide to show up to work, Sonny?
My son is still up. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. I was waiting for the after part.
Okay, for sure. Well, tell the folks where they can find you, son.
I am Sunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. Check my blog out, Unreservedly Me. I'm posting more content, and you'll see me Thursday, hopefully with my son cooperating.
All right, for sure. All right, until next time, we'll catch you guys later.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Respected, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on gftradioshow.com for all of our audio